Hello, Alexandra.
No.
Thank you very much for coming in. I'm very glad to have you here. That's
Me too.
I'm following you for a long time, but only now I decided I got brave and decided to invite you, and you made my day actually. Thank you very
It's
much.
usually I don't practice English with Russian speaking people because of my experience, which I had many years ago. And it's just like I would like to see how it works, how people from different countries will see it. Yeah, just like a
Mhm.
good idea.
Uh-huh. I think why not? It is great for. By the way, since I started to chat with friends, mm, first my partners were Russian people, and
Oh wow, no. My first partner was from, let me think, from United States.
wow, really?
Yeah, it was my first partner, which I
Mm,
had many 2 years ago
mhm,
from the United States. Yeah, we are still friends.
mhm. But I only can get how it was hard for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it was quite difficult for me because when you don't know how native speakers speak in real life, it's quite difficult.
Mhm. Interesting. Tell me about yourself a little bit.
And I'm Alexandra. I live in Russia, as you know. And many years ago, I lived beyond the Arctic Circle.
Mhm,
And right now, I live in Yekaterinburg, and I graduated from the Human State University, and I have a degree in human resources. And right now, I work as an English teacher because I think it's a great idea to help people develop their own skills because I'm against using textbooks on my lessons because it's just like an old method to teach the English language as a second one.
mhm,
Why? We don't concentrate on the speaking section because I've been learning this language since school and I know how it worked in the past. And I just would like to compare
mhm.
my methodology and the others ones because when we concentrate on speaking, just like a good idea,
Mhm,
but some teachers can't understand it. I think they don't like me because of this.
mhm. Actually, when I started to practice English, and I had the same feeling, and it was very awkward. Mhm. Let me
Yeah,
introduce myself.
because
Mhm.
yeah.
I am RD. I live in Elistai in Kalmykia. Uh, I'm 50 years old. I am retired, and I started learning English almost 7 years ago. Mm, and previously, mm, I learned it by myself, but I have a great friend. She's an English teacher, and she's my kind of my guide. And
Mm.
on my way, and she helped me very much. She motivated me, encouraged me, she praised me, and so she always pushed me, go on, go ahead. And so some first time I was very shy to start to talking, and when I start
Mm.
during my first conversation, I was very shaken and swept, even swept. It was terrible experience, really.
Yeah, I remember my first conversation as well. It was so terrible because when you don't know how to express your own thoughts, and my friend tried to help me just using some pictures or mnemonics because it was for me it was difficult to understand it, how he speaks in real life. Before joining John's lessons, for me it was just like, wow, I couldn't understand anything what they talk about in real life. And that's why most Russians cannot understand me when I speak English in real life here.
Interesting. That's awesome that you're here, and I want to know about your project, new project that you are going to make. You wrote on your page and about Russian lessons on WebTalk, through WebTalk.
Why? Because as you know, I have too many friends around the world who like to start learning Russian as a foreign language, and right now this language is becoming popular, and that's why I decided to start teaching Russian. But for me, it's quite difficult. Even it's my native language, because there are too many rules which are difficult to explain to people, to foreigners. And I have a friend from Manchester. Currently, he's working in Greece, and he was my motivation to start teaching English and start teaching Russian because he speaks Russian almost like a native speaker.
Wow.
Yeah, and my friends like to take the exam, the Russian exam as well. It's quite interesting, but it's difficult to explain some
Yeah.
Russian cases, especially, and they can understand it.
I always respect for foreigners who learns Russian English or Russian English, Russian language. And so
Wow.
for me it is really puzzle how they are learning in Russian. It is very difficult. And so I have a friend. He is a really young man, about little more 20 years. But learn he learns 8 languages at the same time. Can you
Oh
imagine?
my god.
8 languages.
I cannot.
Among them Russian language, and he is able to speak quite well. He understands me. He can express not so big vocabulary, but he using it, and I was impressed. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I know this kind of people who are learning several languages at the same time. For me, just like wow, if I didn't know this language Russian, I think I couldn't learn it because it's difficult. Really, I do like people who are learning this language because it's just like a challenge.
Another friend from my friend from Tunis also, he learns 5 languages, not, but it is also impressive, and among them, as well, Russian. I talked to him, and um, yeah,
Yeah. I
currently,
have some friends. I have some friends here in Yekaterinburg. They came to Russia from different countries, and United States, United Kingdom, or something like that, and they learned Russian in 9 weeks before coming to Russia
wow.
from scratch. Yeah,
Mhm.
and that was how it's possible to learn such a difficult language in a short time.
Mhm.
And right now they speak Russian
Oh,
pretty good. Yeah,
interesting.
it's so interesting. How it's so impressive.
How many languages do you know?
And Russian, English, and Korean, some Korean because
Mhm.
I'm Korean, and Spanish as well because I'm
Mhm.
except English. I'm learning Spanish.
Mhm. Mhm. That's good. Mhm. Currently, I'm learning Ukrainian and my mother language, Kalmyk language, as well.
I think
But
it's the main problem in Russia because lots of people ask me this question: why you don't speak United?
Mhm.
Why do you don't speak Korean?
Mhm.
And there's so many people in Russia who are not Russian, and they don't know the own language. Maybe
Mhm.
just because Russia
Oh,
has
of course.
176 languages in we have
Eh,
in Russia.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And majority of them on the edge of disappear because national politic of Russia is not good, and it
Yeah.
okay. It is politic issue. Put aside it, and mhm.
People love Putin. Oh, as an artist.
Yeah, of course, no one loves him. Uh-huh.
Russian people don't love, but in Europe, as an artist, lots of foreigners like
Mm.
Putin. Just
Mhm. Uh, Alexandra, tell me about maybe um, do you know there are a lot of applications that helps to learn languages. Do you use some of them? Mm,
about what? Sorry.
application, Duolingo, I mean,
Ah,
polyglots.
different
And,
kind.
mhm,
I used some applications as well before when I started learning the language.
mhm,
But the problem is, mm, most people are not interested in learning your native language or language exchange because I met some people.
mhm,
They just can have a conversation with you only once, not for a long time, not
mhm,
just like a problem. And for me, Facebook was much better than others
mhm,
because I met too many friends, which I have right now still.
mhm.
One of them was blocked from Facebook, unfortunately. It doesn't matter, and it's good. But Facebook have the same problems. I think
Mhm.
same problems.
Uh, what about web talk?
Web
What
talk.
is your impressions? What is your feeling
Um,
about using it? and being a
It's
part
just like another social media like Facebook, VK, or Instagram. The main idea of the social media is just making money, maybe, because one of my British friends told me about it. Just like a scam or network marketing.
Mhm.
And I don't know why people think so, because in Russia I try to explain it to people, but I think they don't trust it.
Mhm.
And that's why I don't know how to
Mhm.
help people develop their own skills, their own knowledge about social media.
Mhm. Did you complete your profile?
Yeah, I did.
Mhm. How many referrals do you have? Mm.
I don't know how to check out it.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Do you see their activities?
I noticed lots of people join web talk just for having fun, nothing serious.
Mhm.
I guess some people write about it on Messenger. For instance, Lisa wrote about it and told us about this problem. They just want to talk to me, and like on Facebook,
Mm.
I guess, just nothing else.
Mhm. Mhm. Mm, interesting.
Yeah.
My feeling, for example, about using WebTalk, of course, people wanna be mm, in the inactive community, but they don't want to make some actions to improve their English
No,
uh,
the knowledge.
knowledge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lots, lots of the time. I think this question about how can I improve my English? How can I start speaking English or just
Mhm.
something like that? And they just want to learn English, maybe
Mhm.
start speaking English, but
Mhm.
they do nothing for that,
Mhm.
and that's why I can understand this point. And yeah, because I have an English group here on Facebook, but all the time, people ask this question about improving their own English.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, and I see that people wanna have mm, big vocabulary but don't learn words.
They have some ideas about it. Maybe they like to have a magic pill, which uh, which is maybe it's not good, because we cannot learn the language in a short time. For instance, one of my friends mm, who lives in Sheffield, in the United Kingdom,
Mhm.
he told me, I'm learning English during my life. Even I am a native English speaker.
Mhm.
There's lots of people alone.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think I don't know Russian perfect as well.
that's true. One of our popular teachers, Jonathan, I listened to his talking with Katie Ortega. He says, we are natives English speakers, and we are doing mistakes as well, and a lot of, and almost
I don't
every
know
speech.
I don't know about different countries, but in Russia we have this problem, as an artist. we like to be perfect in English, especially
Mhm.
if it's about an accent. And my friend told me about it. You Russians concentrate on your own accent so much.
Mhm.
Not too many foreigners concentrate on it like Russians. And when I worked the World Boxing Championship as translator in Russia in my city last year,
Mhm.
and I had the problem with some of my colleagues who were working as well. For instance, one volunteer made a mistake. She mixed up some words like many or much, and after that, I was listening to one person about this mistake. Her English is so terrible. How he started speaking and something like that. And of course, some English teachers corrected me in front of the foreigners,
Mhm.
and it is like I think I'll have it because I don't know why Russians are perfectionists in learning something.
Mhm. But actually, while I was watching your stream on kangaroo English, actually, firstly, I didn't recognize that you're Russian native speaker. Um, you have different accent. I
And
think.
first of all, because of my appearance, and the second one is because of my accent, maybe.
Mm, maybe,
Just
maybe. Mhm.
and I don't know about my accent because there's so many opinions about it, including some people tell tell me I speak like a native speaker. Some people tell me I have a Russian accent, or Asian one, and that's why I'm confused about it.
Actually, I mm, I didn't care about. I don't care about accents because when I started to talk with friends, first one of my first partners were Indian man, and he has
Oh,
very strong accent. I was confused. I didn't understand nothing. And so I was frustrated, and I said to myself, become there are a lot of people who have different accents and we can change them. And just we
oh,
can adapt,
oh, yeah,
only
yeah.
adapt to it. Mhm.
Indian people have a strong accent. Yeah, agree with you. Because I had this experience as well on Facebook, on live streams. When people join me on my live streams. Yeah, it was so what what they were talking about. I didn't understand anything.
Mhm.
And my friends usually tell me the Russian accent is understandable than others.
Mm, mhm. Interesting. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
why
like
not?
this.
But Russian accent scare scare people.
It depends on the people. On the
Yeah.
people. Yes, some people love it. Some people
Uh,
don't like it. I watched a video on YouTube about it. Yeah,
mhm.
how a native English speaker tried to copy a Russian accent in English.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it was so interesting for me. It was so
Mhm.
and I think, oh my, I thought about it. Mm, I sound like this one or not. I guess it's just like listen.
Uh, Alexandra, what is your interest in? Maybe you have other habits except languages.
Yeah, because has so many hobbies as well, except the learning language. For instance, I like psychology, poetry. I'm a writer as well.
Mm,
When I have free time, I try to write, and this method helps me a lot to improve my writing skills as well.
mm,
Because
mhm.
as I said before, I don't use some textbooks
Do you
when I'm learning.
do you already
I'm
have
just
written books,
no, I
published
don't have.
books?
No, I don't have it.
Mhm,
Fortunately, I lost my notes after studying at the
mhm,
university,
mhm.
and I'm trying to write about
Oh,
something which I have around near me. It's a great way to
what
learn the language
what kind
as
of
well.
genre do you prefer to write?
Philosophy,
Mm,
psychology, about life, just
mhm,
about life in general. It's
mhm,
it looks so interesting, especially for my friends who read it.
mhm. Okay, please, when you publish your first book, uh, I would be glad to read it. Mhm,
I started writing in Russian, but I've been writing in English since last year.
mhm.
Maybe it will be in Spanish as well.
That's good. That's good. Good luck on your way. Mhm.
And why are you learning English? Because there's so many reasons why people are learning this language.
Oh, my reason is trivial. Since I lost my health and I retired, um, I should to uh, I should to choose my life to uh, how to live, what to do, and so I
Mhm.
um, I tried several um, several ways, like programmist. I wanted to be a programmist. I wanted to be a copywriter. Uh, I've written some articles for different sites. I worked as a freelancer. Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
That's good.
But
Have you ever taken any English courses or just learning by yourself?
he, as I said, told you, I learned by myself, but I have a friend um, who is an English teacher, and she always she is following me and helped me a lot, and I am very gratitude for her that I uh, looking back, I think maybe I couldn't go through this way, this hard way, because I I could lost my motivation and quit it easily. But
Oh,
she always missed it and praised me mm, that you
is
did
she
good.
okay? Is she from Russia?
Yeah, she is Russian.
Oh,
She is Russian. She is Russian.
that's
She lives in
mm,
Ulyanovsk. Maybe.
it's
mm,
really unusual to see some Russians who can support you with your
mhm,
learning.
mhm. Well, uh, she is very nice. she uh, she helps not only me. She helped not only me. she is disabled, and she has she gathered some people disabled as well, and she made some, how we say, group, small group, and she teach us. She helped us. This group is existing. This
That's
group is
good.
still existing, and they are gathered. But unfortunately, I have no a lot of time to visit them online, and we just gather online on VK social network.
That's good. That's good because you know I have some Russian speaking teachers as my friends, guys. But the problem is they concentrate on grammar a lot,
Mm.
not speaking. And that's why I can understand. For instance, I know one good teacher from Moscow. She studied in the United States and she has a master degree in teaching English. Of course, I like her methodology, how she can teach English. But the problem is, when you like to take her course, usually they don't practice. They don't practice speaking. If it's just like you need to buy access to her speaking club, and it's the main problem in most courses in Russia. Uh, I can't understand why. Really, I know some good teachers, but
I think
they don't
this
offer practice.
kind of education tradition, because it's old-fashioned.
Old fashioned isn't old fashioned. Maybe it's old fashioned, but I just cannot understand it. You offer an English course to your students, but you if I would like to practice my speaking skills, I need to pay for it, just like another course.
Interesting. Relates to this issue. For example, I'm going to be an English teacher and take some students. What would be your advice? Where to start from?
Um, I don't. You should motivate. First of all, you should motivate your own students, because if your students can lose his or her energy, it can be like, I don't want to learn English anymore, because my teacher doesn't support me. It's just like my personal opinion, because lots of teachers think we can give some tools to our students, but if you like to learn it, just do that. But I think we have to support our students, because it's really important. When I studied English and language school, I guess I didn't have the support from my teacher, and that's why it was my own decision to leave this course and started learning by myself.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, because your words very make sense for me, because I announced to our some group, my community of disabled people who is originate from early star from Kalmykia, and I offered them to teach some friends who wanted to, but I thought, where should I start it from? And so my first idea was to start from motivation, to give them strong support that
Yeah, even your students make mistakes, mistakes even they have an advanced level of English. You should support them, because they can lose the own motivation which I had in my personal life. For instance, I have a friend who lives in Manchester, and I took the test, the proficiency test. The result was about C2 level, the C2 level. When I took the same test in Russia, the result was like a P1 because of the difference in the methodology.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, for me, just like wow, what's going on?
Thank you very much. That's good. That's good.
How our teachers in the Russian Federation check your level? It just like a surprise for me. And it was maybe last spring. I checked my level at the language school. The main idea was about only speaking, not speaking. They gave me some sentences, maybe, or some papers or sentences, and I should translate it from Russian to English. And as I know, how many I can do that. And after translating some sentences, they talk with me a little bit, and the main result was about every one level of English. But when I took the same test, I was concentrating on the speaking section. My result was C1, and that's why I was thinking of the methodology of teaching English in Russia.
Interesting. Why
Yeah,
these different results happened?
Because my friend told me about it, because we can know grammar perfect, but if we cannot speak, it's like the difference, and it's like balance during the level. Like John says all the time, you can be perfect at grammar, but if you don't know how to speak, your knowledge of grammar is nothing. If you cannot if you don't know how to speak.
Oh, interesting. It's time to digest. Actually, one of my main reasons was to learn English was to find job and English resources, to be kind of supporter, administrator on sites, and so. But they require to pass some test, and so.
Yeah, because that's true. When I started working as a translator at different competitions, because I had this experience to work with the United Nations in Russia, and they don't worry about your accent, your accent, or how many words you know. the most important thing is comprehension. Comprehension. How they can understand you. If you do, if you can know only 100 words, but if you know how to use them in real life, you can show your fluency instead of people who know 1,000 words, but they don't know how to use them.
Thank you.
This combination.
Let's move to another subject just for fun.
Yeah.
And like imagine that I'm your guest and I came to your room. Please show me your room, and I see behind you a very interesting picture.
This picture is because I love England, and that's why I just was over decision to make
this.
this.
It is a phone, England phone box.
Yeah, it's a telephone box.
Telephone box.
In England, and Big Bang. Yeah.
Interesting.
I like this culture when I was a child.
Like my friend named me, just kidding. Wow, you're a geek. You're a geek of English. And maybe you're too. Just because I'm focused on English from morning to night, and
my friends in Russia tell me the same. Because all my posts on Instagram, on VK, only in English, and they tell me the same.
Wow, you are on vacation as well?
VK, because it's Russian social media, and when I was a student,
please add me too.
when I was a student, I joined VK.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. What about life in Yekaterinburg now? How is it going?
This city is pretty good. I absolutely love it and to live here because it's the international city festival. It was maybe the World Cup was held here in Yekaterinburg, I guess. I wasn't so lucky because I was on vacation on holiday 2 years ago when the World Cup was here. my relatives told me it was great for Russians, for foreigners as well. We have a fun zone and a football stadium as well. It's but I guess life is expensive, like in most big cities.
Yeah, I can imagine. Big cities and how
because before, I lived beyond the Arctic Circle. The name of the city was Novi. I lived there for years, maybe for 20 years. It's a small city. It's the gas capital of the Russian Federation. And the main problem was just the weather because of winter. Winter is long season, maybe during almost the year. Usually 9 months.
9 months, yeah. How we have Russian joke. We have only 3 months of summer, and others is winter.
Like and some people, some foreigners tell me most of the time
Mhm.
about the weather in Russia. They think it's just like, how is it possible to live in Russia when the weather is cold all the time?
Yeah, that's
Mm.
incredible, really. But as you know, I live in Kalmykia, the southern part of Russia, and my foreigners friends are surprising when they ask, "Oh, what is the weather?" I said, plus 16, plus
Why
16.
not?
Uh, uh, Recently, just um, after New Year celebration, outside was plus 16 even.
Oh my
So
god.
my friends, wow, in Russia plus 16.
Yeah.
I said, well, yeah, but now it's already got cold, and outside is -5. But it is good for
Because
winter.
I think they get used to seeing the weather is cold in Russia. Maybe some of them watched my videos, my live streams from Russia, and they are able to see lo- lots of snow, and that's why maybe they decided how it's possible to see the warm weather in Russia.
Yeah. Oh, Alexandra, I quite often I see while Jones Brown's chat and others chat, you were walking along the street and at the same time being with us mm, in our lessons, and I mean web talk. You're very busy, isn't it? Mhm.
Yeah, I am very busy right now because I teach English and I'm preparing for the international Cambridge exam as well, and that's why I don't have enough time. But why I decided to join John's classes because he is one of the teachers I've seen who uses such an interesting methodology to
Mhm.
teach
Mhm.
English through communication. Through communication.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, I see, I know. And second reason is his personality. He's very outgoing and always trying to make easiest
I
explanation.
watched his first live maybe 2 years ago, in 2018.
Mhm.
It was my first conversation with him. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
great.
Mhm.
When Facebook just had this option to add people as guests. Right now,
Mhm.
it's not working anymore.
Yeah, and I want to add that I am very happy to catch you
Okay.
in your free time. It is really, actually, it is joy for me and mm, great pleasure for me. I wanted to recommend every learners, every viewers who is watching this video. I recommend Alexandra to choose her as a teacher, and she is able really to give you great motivation and to uh, to point out the way where you should go in. And
I have a question for you.
yeah, of course.
How do you make such interesting videos like a cover or something like that? Because I tried to do that and I don't know how to make it. How to make
Ah,
it? How to make
do you mean cover? Cover
a
picture?
cover? A
I
cover
use
picture.
I use Photoshop. Mhm.
Oh, Photoshop.
Photoshop, yeah.
I'm bad at it.
Actually,
No.
it takes some time, and
Yeah.
sometimes, especially now, I have no enough time to learn English, and but I think I need to make beautiful cover just to attract people to watch it, and but um, actually it's so
Uh,
boring for me, and I
it was
always
so wow for me. Just like I cannot do that.
and I, I always last time I always frustrated. Wow, maybe I wasting my time, and maybe it doesn't it shouldn't need to for such cover, and I am not um, a beautiful young woman teacher, and I'm just
It
casual
doesn't
man.
matter. It doesn't matter because if you know how to make such an interesting video
Oh,
about something. I'm just trying to record videos, not
oh.
some effects or just something like that. Because I don't know how to do that.
Thank you very much, and I am very glad that
Okay.
you find my videos interesting. And actually, I started it recording just for myself, just to follow my improving. And but of course, I would be glad that my videos will help someone else. And
Just like a creative decoration.
okay,
Decoration.
thank you very much,
Thank you.
Alexandra. It is really
Thank
difficult to let you go, but I can't take a lot of time from you.
Yeah, thank you
Mhm.
so much. Oh, what's going on?
It's really enjoying time, and mhm, thank you very
I think
much,
it's so.
Alexandra.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm, internet connection.
Alexandra. Okay, thank you, friends. Bye bye. See you soon. Unfortunately, our conversation is interrupted with bad connection, but I
Yeah,
hope.
thank you so much.
Uh-huh. Alexandra, maybe you wanna say something to our friends, just to conclusion.
It just for me just like a good experience how foreigners can react when some people who from one country can speak
Mhm,
English. Maybe they can realize the difference between style.
mhm. Oh, that's. I hope they will like it.
So, maybe. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. See you
Bye bye.
soon.
Thank you.